Hello everybody and welcome to a new series on the channel. This is going to be a Forza Horizon 2 series where we kind of like go out, build different idea of cars, and today's first episode, to get straight right away, we're going to be building a time attack car. I just got the idea and I thought it might be fun to make a video out of it. So first things first, I do want to apologise, this was live commentary, but the Audacity didn't record properly and lost half of the file. So anyway, what I was thinking at the start here is I wanted it to be a hot hatch. We wanted it to be like a big hot hatch thing, and we looked through a couple of cars. The Audi at the time was quite tempting, but that was first impressions. Didn't really want anything like a Ford or anything like that. Not really a Honda either. The Veloster, again, I've already made a car out of it, and eventually we decided to settle on the Mercedes-Benz AMG A45 2013 model as our little hatchback thing. It was a strong base car, and we then went looking through liveries. After a good while of looking through the liveries, we were able to find one that we thought would look nice. We kind of wanted one that was red, black and white, and we found one that was exactly that. And that's what the design we went to go with. So credit to Cora Emora, something like that, Motorsport, whoever made this Team Cora Emora or something like that, anyway, for making this livery. So before we auto-upgraded this thing to the full beans, we wanted to throw a bit of personal flair on it before we could. So we looked at the stock powertrain. We couldn't. I was trying to find out what the stock powertrain actually was, but it wouldn't tell me. But anyways, we were going to take out this old engine and we were going to replace it with a 4.5 litre V8 as the first order of business. So we did that, and that boosted us up. Of course, this car is all-wheel drive by default, so we didn't really need to touch that. That was perfect. And we had the choice of a supercharger or a twin turbo. I kind of felt the need to put a supercharger in as it felt more time attacky, but more horsepower and performance in the end came from the twin turbos, so we decided to go with that. After that, we went and put some wild body kit on it to make it look like a time attack car, and that's what we went with there, because of course time attack cars, you're going to want quite a lot of downforce. So that's what we went with, and that's what we produced. We got that was our personal flair on the car. Other than putting a different race compound on, we put a race tyre compound on, like so some slicks effectively. We put wider tyres on the front and rear for more traction. We then changed the rims, as I thought if I changed the rims I could decrease the rim size. Unfortunately that wasn't the case, we could only keep them as default. So anyway, we got some nice rims to go on it as well, I guess, just to give it a bit more of a look. I mean, the default rims are actually quite nice, but yeah, we ended up going with these new ones, which actually weighed a bit less as well, as you can see there, which was quite nice. Quite a nice bonus. Time attack, obviously you're looking at time the entire way. So after putting our personal flair on the car, it was time to auto upgrade it to the S2 class, and as you can see, that put us up to just under £3,000 and about 900 horsepower. So we had a very strong car straight from the get-go, and obviously what we did after here was take it to a few tests to sort of fine-tune. So here are the overall specs: 914 brake horsepower, 615 pounds of torque per foot, 2,924 pounds, and 4,498 of displacement. So the first test for everything, obviously, is a nice little sound test, first impressions. So I'll let you guys enjoy this sound. And you're going to be hearing a lot of that sound throughout this video, so I really hope you enjoyed that one. So first up was the top speed test. So we brought it down here to the airfield. It had just stopped raining, so the track was a little bit wet. So obviously I'd imagine we could get a bit more out of this, you know, in terms of traction and stuff. But with a bit of rain, it kind of hindered our progress in terms of a top speed. So I'd say there was about 2 or 3 more miles an hour at least in this top speed run. We were looking at the interior here, discussing how it wasn't fully like race kitted out like you'd expect, but it looked pretty sporty anyway. So here's the top speed test, the first attempt, and here we go then. And it is a really good start. Up to about, you get wheel spin up to 40 miles an hour, but you're up to 40 miles an hour in a couple of tenths of a second in this car. It's phenomenal. Climbing up through 4th gear into 5th now. And of course, the speed we will be taking for this test will be at the speed that's recorded on the speed camera at the end of the runway. Are we going to reach 200? Yes, we are. Can we reach 210 potentially? Yes, we can. Oh, we just downshift, so we get exactly 210.7. I say downshift, I meant upshift, and killed the power a bit. But yeah, and I felt there was a bit more in this car because it didn't feel as if we got everything out of the car. So we went back to the start line. We went into the tuning, as you see here. We got to the tuning, and what we're going to do is we're just going to play around with the downforce a bit, play around with the gears, try to get a bit more out of this car in a straight line. So I thought if I decrease the aerodynamics, that will give us less drag, and we'll be able to punch through the air a lot more efficiently. So we don't really need any aerodynamics for a straight line, and I attempted to make the gears a bit more seamless because there were some big gaps in between the gears, especially the 6th and 7th ones were the ones, like, we didn't even reach 7th gear. I was amazed that we had a 7th gear because we didn't reach it that entire time. So I went around trying to play with these, trying to find a way to get a bit more out of the car. Maybe if I put the gears a bit closer but a bit wider at the same time, we would get a bit more. Nevertheless, after doing this tuning, we did go out and take it on a top speed attempt number 2. And here we go on the second attempt. So we got 210.71 to beat if this tuning has gone very well. We was commenting on the sky here. The sky at the end of the runway looked absolutely phenomenal. It's a real shame we lost the live commentary because it was a lot better than this commentary, I can assure you that. But I think we actually took a step back because well, no, we managed to get up to 214.3. So we got about 4 miles an hour more on our top speed on that one. So after doing that, we decided to take this car down to the docks for what would be our handling test. What we were going to do here is we were going to use this little lifeguard, not even lifeguard, is it? It's like a lighthouse. There we go. As our start-finish straight, we're going to go up there, go through this section here, and just throw it after that. Throw it around the docks. See how much grip we get, see how much turning ability we get, and just play around ultimately before our final test, which we were basically setting the car at this whole episode for that final test, which you guys will see toward the end of the video. At this point we were just looking around for a location for that final test, but I won't really spoil it until we get to the point. Obviously the live commentary was based around this pretty much the entire way. So that's why we're looking around. But you might be able to guess. Maybe you guys can guess what we're going to be doing for the final test. Leave a comment or just think about it or just go, ha, I told you so when we get to the point. But at the time being, we're focusing solely on the handling test because this car is going to need, I'll give you a hint, for this test we're going to need both top speed and handling. So we were trying to get a perfect setup for this car. We've got a wheel spin available, but none of that because straight into the handling test we go now. Here we go, flat out. Again, traction is pretty good off the start. I mean, we do wheel spin up to 40 miles an hour, like I said, but then we don't really need to worry about it because we get up to 40 miles an hour so quick. We make a bit of a mistake here, lots of concentration. Let's just pretend that never happened. Yeah, I think at this point we decided to slalom around one of these things, and as you can see, I think all that torque we've got from that V8, from them twin turbos at the back end, steps out a lot. Luckily for us, on the Forza Horizon physics, it's very easy to control the back end, and it effectively turns into a drift, which is quite nice. But obviously on a time attack car, it's not going to be drifting. You don't want to see you don't really want to see a time attack car drifting. It's not what it's designed for. So at this point we were discussing that we needed to move along and try rectify the handling issue, and I think what that was to do with some tyre pressures in the end, a bit of the downforce. It probably could have been the springs as well, but I'm not a big Forza Horizon tuner. I barely play it in terms of tuning a lot, so we left those alone. You'll see on your screen in a moment we did go into the settings and try to fix the problem, but as you can see we were just throwing around, just trying to get a good idea. The suspension was good on jumps, so that was something to go by, but it was just the drifting that you saw there that was causing us a bit of an issue. So we went into the tuning car, like I said, and the first thing that came to my mind was from actually like a hint from Project Cars. remember that to get better, you know, like surface contact with the ground, you lower the pressure, which gives you more grip. And yeah, that's what I tried to do. I tried to induce the car to understeer a bit more, to kind of, you know, what's the word? Balance it out, yeah, from the rear stepping out. So that was the idea behind that one. As you can see, we thought about the springs, really not our area of expertise. So probably the same could be said with the differential. Again, not our area, so we just kind of left it and hoped that the tyre pressures mainly would do the trick. And as you can see, there was a lot less wheel spin off the line there immediately. And this was me turning full lock. It was a bit understeery, it felt a bit understeery after all that drifting, obviously. But full lock, and we're not drifting anymore. So that's the main thing you want to see. We had to actually bail out of the corner there. Yeah, and it would only step out and drift if I made it, which was nice, which is what I kind of wanted from the car. So we kind of settled on our setup here. We're quite happy with it, maybe a few refinements off camera just to get a bit less understeer. But overall, this was the setup of the car we were happy with, and we were ready to take it to the final test. And here you are then, it's time for the final test. As there's no Time Attack-esque track or anything like that in the Forza Horizon 2 game, what we were going to be doing is we were going to be taking our car from Sister Ron all the way down, so from the top left of the map, we were going to be taking it down all the way down to Castelletta, and you guys will see me do that on the map, obviously live commentary, so it's a bit less well put together as I would have hoped. I do apologise about that, but blame Audacity. It's not my fault, I promise. So yeah, down to Castelletta we would go, and this is where we would finish. We would go to the, as you can see on the far corner, this little speed camera that we're going up to. That would be our finish point. So the minute we got passed through that corner, no matter if we dive straight through it or anything, as the minute we pass that, that's when the run ends. So here's the run, it's the full uncut run, and we've got a little timer up there for you guys to see, so I won't cheat on the timer or anything. You guys will see it just as much as me, and we'll do our best to commentate this entire run. A lot happened, I will say, a lot of mistakes, and mainly induced by the traffic. Real Time Attack cars don't have to put up with traffic, so I think you can all forgive me on the traffic side of things, but this thing sounds phenomenal. For a V8, usually you'd expect a V8 to sound muscly. This doesn't sound entirely muscly, it sounds quite nice and high pitched, and I like that. It's a nice sounding V8. Twin turbos in there making a lovely whistling sound as well. And yeah, it's quite something. We had to make a quick little pit stop there off camera, so we won't count that towards the time, because I want to be fair on the car, obviously. So we'll keep going, and just look at the speed this thing has darting in and out of traffic. Look at it, we're getting ultimate speeds there. We're getting a lovely XP chain going. But 280 miles an hour flat out through the middle of, where is this set? Is this set on the outskirts of Monaco? I'm not entirely sure. Here's the first real tester coming up to a hairpin. So a little handbrake turn around that hairpin. Obviously the drifting is still there if you yank the handbrake, so that's nice to know we have that on our side. Coming up to a fast right-hander now, didn't really see it, it was kind of off camber, so I got that wrong, went off the track. That was my bad, just didn't see the corner really coming over the crest, it was hard to see. Flying past that car on the right there, just leaving in for chips. Going through in between cars, something Time Attack cars really don't have to put up with in real life. So effectively a street racer Time Attack car. So that deserves something in itself. Going a bit wide, not sure what was going on there. And look at that, for a save. That was a beautiful save. I was very impressed with that one. You would have heard on the live commentary, I was absolutely ecstatic with that one. I was over the moon. And I kind of praised myself a bit too much, so maybe that's a good thing. I wasn't on the camera, nearly hitting a McLaren F1. We're not going through the, let's be honest, we're not going to go around the roundabout, oh wait, let's go straight through it, there you go. 7.4 miles now to our destination. We've cleared about 5 miles, not even like 6 miles now in this run, and this thing is an absolute beast. In a straight line, it's phenomenal. In corners, it's phenomenal. And the only thing that's really caught us off so far is traffic, which again, shouldn't really be a factor, but it's Horizon 2, and that's what the game said about. And here we go, we got a bit confused there, I think. Go on the grass a bit, kids save it, continue as if nothing else has happened. I think we're coming up to, are we coming up to another roundabout? Yes, we are. Take the third exit. Okay, we'll just go straight through it, treat it as the first exit. Don't mind if I do. We've already cleared, in that short amount of time, we've cleared 1.5 miles, now 1.6. We are absolutely flying towards the Horizon finale point. I was going to say Horizon Festival because that caught me off guard with that, but that's not where we're going. Here, going off-road to get past, I think that was a Murcielago, I'm not sure, but we're going past him, whatever it was, flying past another car. There's so many cars, I think that was in the oncoming lane as well, so that was a bit dangerous. This car's going to cut us off, and well, luckily we didn't get taken out there, but I would assume we would have lost a bit of time hitting another car behind. Obviously, just traffic getting in the way, and there's nothing much I can do about it, because when you're going at these speeds, turning on a dime isn't... As you can see, turning on a dime just ends up in doing something silly like that. And that will have cost us at least 5 or 6 seconds doing that. So, not ideal, but we are definitely flying. What are we at on the clock? We're just coming up to 4 minutes. We're 3 minutes 50 seconds now. Coming up to the 4-minute mark. So, we've got 3.9 miles to cover. And who knows? Will we get sub 5 minute? Will we get sub 10 minute? I imagine it's easily going to be sub 10 minute. But I'm not sure if we'll be able to do... We would have a minute to cover 3.6 miles, competing with traffic just like that coach. I don't think it's going to be sub 5 minute. Maybe sub 7 minute. That's our goal. Let's try and get a sub 7 minute, guys. From here on out, 3.3 miles in less than 3 minutes. Hopefully, that's an easily accomplishable task, as that road looked a bit finicky. Oh, we absolutely cut that. That was like a fast chicane. That was beautiful. We were switching in between cameras, obviously in the cockpit now for you guys who wanted to see this thing fly in the cockpit. Obviously I am playing on the pad as instead of my wheel that I would usually play on, because my wheel is not supported by the Xbox One. But nevertheless, this game is really fun on pad or wheel. I'd love to cruise around on this game on a wheel. Maybe in due future, when we have a lot of spare money, we'll get ourselves an Xbox One wheel as well. Coming into Castelletto now, almost at the finish line. We hit the wall there, that was silly. 1.7 miles to go, coming into the small seaside town of Castelletto. Going to be waking up all the old grannies who are asleep in their bedroom at this time in the morning. So they won't be best pleased with us, but sorry. What is a better alarm clock than a 4.5 litre twin turbo V8? I'm not sure. Maybe a 4.5 litre twin turbo V10? I don't know. I don't know, but either way, an engine is always a lovely wake-up call if it sounds nice, obviously. Drifting around that corner, obviously maximising the torque of this car through the tunnel now. Lovely sound as we downshift. There's that McLaren F1 we nearly crashed into again earlier on. Excuse me, TRE Shadow. We are going through on this occasion. Not going to hold up on that one. And coming around the ocean view, a lovely view on the right-hand side, of course. But we're coming up to the final line, guys. Looks like it is easily going to be a sub 7 minute, not quite a sub 6 minute, but coming up to the line. What is our final time? Boom! There it is, 6 minutes, 4 seconds, 0.349 exactly. That was one hell of a run, and it was proving that we've made quite the time attack car in our little Mercedes hatchback. And I don't know why I wanted a hatchback, I just had an idea in my head of like an AMG all done up in black and red and white, and I found the livery-esque to that. Couldn't quite put a massive over-the-top win like you'd expect on a time attack car. But yeah, there guys, that has been our time attack run. That has been our build a time attack video. This is going to be a new series on the channel. If you guys have got any ideas, please do put them in the comments below, and I will do my best to go out and create a car to the specification you guys want. I'll put a little screenshot of the comment in there as well to show you who suggested it. If not, if nobody leaves a comment or anyone leaves a comment, and there's no, you know, like too many cliche ones, I'll just come up with one, put it out until we get some good activity going on in the comments. So yeah, please do guys, if you've got an idea, please at least put it in the comments. I'll have a read and I will see. But yeah guys, that has been it for Forza Horizon 2. Forza Horizon 3 coming out very shortly. Remember, a couple of weeks time that game comes out. I think it's the 28th, I believe. But nevertheless, this series will continue until the release of Forza Horizon 3, and it probably will continue on Forza Horizon 3. So, until then guys, until the next video, please leave your comments in the comments below, and I will be sure to have a read of them. Thank you ever so much for watching guys, and until next time, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Give him a hand in here, boys. Oh my god.